Tennessee raising their ticket prices. Let's get into that because this is a little bit surprising to me. In a micro scale, like right now, this is the time. Macro, it's just going to continue to go up, the prices of what we watch and attend. But what can you tell us about ticket increases? Because this also broke while we were on the air. Thank you, UT.
Yes, this comes, by the way, after they just announced massive upgrades to Food City Center at Thompson-Boling Arena over the weekend. So there's a lot of upgrades coming to the arena. They're trying to make it more luxury and cooler and, be able to enjoy some things. And I think they're doing like a riverside view from it now is what one of the things they're trying to work on, where you can it kind of like an indoor out where you can see the river and see the game. Pretty much, I think they're trying to set something up like that. So
seems aggressive. Aren't there structural issues that you have to be aware of there?
Probably. But, Thompson-Boling Arena right now is a giant warehouse.
I ever tell you about the time that I got a tip from a guy who was a Knoxville building inspector, and he said that one side of Neyland Stadium is going to fall down pretty soon. And I ran that story down for the long and never got confirmation on it. But supposedly, a little bit later, they did some structural things underneath. So I don't know how you do that at Thompson-Boling Arena, but I'm all for it.
Yeah. Actually, I did know about that because I remember when Mike Hamilton, to his credit, took the hit and started reducing the capacity at Tennessee, and it was for safety reasons. So it didn't shock me that was happening at the time.
Yeah. I said, which area of the stadium is most vulnerable? Said right under the press box. I'm thinking that's great. I'm going to be watching a North Texas game, and suddenly the whole building's going to fall down. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, so after these updates, they come around and they say on Tuesday that they are going to increase ticket prices for basketball by 6% and non-premium seating ahead of the 2025-26 season. Let me be very clear on this, Dave. This is in addition to the 10% talent fee that's being added on the ticket prices. So that is a 16% increase in ticket prices for Tennessee basketball. If you're a season ticket holder and non-premium seating, you just had your ticket prices go up 16%. Tennessee is expected to generate about $7 million in gross annual revenue from the increase in ticket costs. And that paired with the talent fee, it would put Tennessee in the top third of the SEC in annual basketball revenue. So basically this comes after the upgrades to Thompson-Boling Arena were announced. Renovations included new video boards, an updated sound system, and the addition of a riverside club space on the arena's lower level. And 1,500 seats will have access to the newly updated club space on the venue's riverside. The area will offer various food and beverage options, as well as a club area for socializing before the game or during halftime. So
I realized recently that I'm like the worst person to socialize in a sporting event because I watch it and I just stare at the game and I don't cheer. And my son's like, "Why are you not more excited?" That was a while back. But all right, Caleb. So I'm going to say bank on it that this will not affect the number of tickets they sell. Bank on it. Brought to you by Commercial Bank, member FDIC. Life made better.
Commercial Bank is your neighborhood bank. What makes us different from other banks? We understand that every customer has unique opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. We don't expect you to fit into the same box as the next person or business. Whether it's purchasing a home, saving for your child's future, or planning for your next vacation, we're with you every step of the way to navigate life's big decisions. Commercial.
All right, Caleb, it is our poll question. It is, do you feel price gouged by UT? 67% say yes, it has to stop. 33% said no, support the team. Just because I like talking like David Putty from Seinfeld.
Oh my gosh! By the way, David Putty's also Joe from Family Guy. He's the voice of Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. He's hilarious. He was the Mimbo, the man bimbo. So right now, 80% said it has to stop. Oof. I just wonder at what point this actually affects attendance. I mean, I don't think it is now. We know that they've been sold out for a while, a few years, especially with the football side. I would be more careful though, Caleb, with messing around with basketball and raising ticket prices too flippantly, because football is always going to be number one. People are going to show up for that in that stadium to watch a game that Derek Dooley is coaching in. They did. So I would just be really careful about how I handled the basketball end of it. You still want that to be a friendly, fun environment, and you don't want to walk out the door saying, I just paid $500 for that.
Yeah, basically what it's going to do is it's going to put pressure. You got to make sure the basketball team's always putting on a show and entertaining and good, giving the fans something to cheer for. I think Tennessee's got enough of a loyal fan base right now that they'll accept this and they'll accept the premium seating and everything like that. But it's something you bring up that's very relevant, particularly with your poll question. And I don't do this for college, but I guess I should. But Dave, I've always done it for pro sports. Have I told you the biggest scam I consider in just business? The biggest business scam in history? You know what it is?
Yeah.
When professional sports owners, they tell you that you should support your hometown team even when they're losing because you should be loyal. That's code for, even if I give you a crappy product, you should buy my product. What other business are you allowed to do that in?
No, I've never liked that. I've always thought the same thing. Yeah, you want to go out there and throw up some Final Fours and you want to do that sort of thing. I'm all down for that. But it just makes me wonder if Tennessee's overextended themselves on some things, because this is the second increase in 2 months, right about there?
Yes. And look, we found out they're way more behind in NIL than we thought. We thought they were way ahead of the curve. But look, guys, it's going to get uglier because I can't stress this enough. I can't stress how big of an impact that SEC versus Big Ten TV revenue is going to have on NIL spending. And the Big Ten, every Big Ten school makes an NIL budget in football more than every SEC school in TV revenue now. And that is not a good situation to be in. And when I say NIL budget, Dave, I don't mean a Mississippi State NIL budget. I mean an Ohio State NIL budget from last year, okay? So every Big Ten school makes what Ohio State spent in NIL money last year. Every Big Ten school makes that much more now than every SEC school in TV revenue. So Tennessee and other schools have to figure out a way to negotiate, because spoiler alert, Greg Sankey can tell you whatever he wants to tell you. The SEC ain't getting out of that contract. It is the biggest steal for ESPN possible.
Well, getting back to the decommit, I will say this. If I'm Josh Heupel, I prefer to know that now as opposed to when he got on campus. I'm not saying he is, but if he's a me guy, I don't need that. You're either kind of all on board with me or not. And right now it feels like he's, I don't know, recruiting, should it be viewed as, it should be viewed as a commitment. When you make a commitment, you keep your word.
Got to sound some we're getting back to the NIL thing. This is maybe why they're doing this is why they're spending more at Food City Center.
Okay.
They want money to make you, maybe you don't sign a letter of intent, but you sign a contract that you have to honor.
Well, I think that's a matter of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Maybe it's a great topic for tomorrow. Probably is. Or maybe you want to write something on it. I think this would be interesting. What's the key to winning in the NFL? It's to have either an elite quarterback or a young quarterback that you're not paying a lot of money to, so you can spend money elsewhere in free agency.
Yep.
Did Tennessee go about the Nico thing all wrong?
Not for when they did it. But we'll have to see how that plays out long term.
Okay, but let me offer you this. If he's making $2 million a year, which I've talked to somebody who saw the contract, they know that's right, and it's gone up since then. If I told you that you could have George McIntyre coming in and you've got 4 blue chip offensive linemen, you're the one that's always telling me to spend more money on players, and I got 4 elite offensive linemen, then I would probably do that.
I don't. This is part of this is a system-based thing, Dave. I don't think if the receivers are actually athletic and running the right routes and the quarterback's good, I don't think pass protection is that important in this offense, honestly.
Well, that's why it's a way to win with less talent, and it worked in 2022 when a lot of teams got caught by surprise. Will it continue to work? I don't know.